Renting a new property is an exciting time, and on behalf of Turner Real Estate, I'd like to congratulate you on finalising your new tenancy and welcome you to our community of tenants. I'm Damien Carey, one of the senior property managers on the team, and today I'm going to run you through some important elements of your tenancy agreement to ensure that your new property soon feels like home. Following this, you'll meet with your property manager to finalise and sign your tenancy agreement. Today you'll be given a guide to renting with Turner Real Estate. This pack will also include a business card of your property manager. Please keep this in a safe place so that you can make contact with our team when needed. As property managers, we're often at properties or working with tenants, so many clients find email the fastest and quickest way to communicate. If you do call and you receive our voice message, please leave a message with a contact number so that we can call you back when we return to the office. If your contact details change during the tenancy, please let us know in case we need to contact you in an emergency. We use the latest technology to offer our clients the best possible service, and one of these tools is Maintenance Manager. Download this app before you leave the office today so that you'll have a simple way of reporting maintenance issues. Through using this program, you're constantly kept updated on where your maintenance request is at, and also, tradespeople are easily able to contact you when access to the property is required. All maintenance should be lodged through this app, or you can use the website. The information for this is in your information pack. Our agency has an after-hours emergency service. This means that if a problem occurs which threatens safety, we can quickly resolve the issue. You can use the maintenance app to lodge emergency maintenance. However, we do recommend calling our office number to access the mobile phone number of the person on call that day. Your call will be answered by a licensed builder and they will troubleshoot the issue with you and arrange a tradesperson where required. Emergencies include burst water pipes which cannot be isolated, blocked or broken toilets. If there are additional functional toilets in the property, this is not an emergency. Roof leaks, gas leaks, serious fire damage or major damage to the exterior of the property, such as that caused by an impact of a car. Gas, water or electricity not being connected, or break-ins where the property is not able to be secured. Just a few tips on common calls that we get that aren't emergencies. Unfortunately, locking yourself out of the property is not an emergency, and as the tenant, you are required to organise and pay for a locksmith. Also, lack of hot water is not an overnight emergency. If you do experience hot water issues, log a request through Maintenance Manager and we'll action it in the morning of the first business day. It is important that you pay your rent on time, each and every time. Our company is very strict about rental arrears, and you will be followed up if your rent is 1 day late. Please understand that this is a process we follow and it's not personal. It's simply part of our job as professional agents. By signing the tenancy agreement today, you're entering into an agreement which requires on-time rent payments. Also, you will generally be required to pay water supply and water usage charges. Water invoices also form part of your agreement, and prompt payment is required. If your rent or water usage invoices remain outstanding, we will follow the tenancy laws carefully and we will take the matter to the tribunal if necessary. We certainly hope this is not the case in your tenancy, and in fact over 98% of our tenants happily pay their rent on time. Subletting the property is not allowed without written consent from the landlord. Please contact us if you have any queries about the occupants in the property changing. It is important that this is not done without approval to save problems later on. Our tenancy will conduct routine inspections every 3 to 4 months. At these inspections, our team will inspect both the inside and the outside of the property and will check for cleanliness and general upkeep of the property, including the gardens and the outdoor areas. We will give you 7 to 14 days notice of inspections and we will use our office set of keys for access if you are not at home. If there are any areas of concern, your property manager will discuss these with you, and in some instances a re-inspection may be required. If you have been approved for a pet, there will be a special clause in your agreement stating the conditions under which the pet can live on the property. It will also stipulate the breed, age and name of the pet. It is important to know that no other animals can remain at the property unless they are approved in writing by the agency. We're very strict on this policy, respecting the landlord's instructions. If during the tenancy you intend to get a pet, please contact us first to discuss whether this is possible, even if you already have a pet lease in place. After many years in property management, our team are very good at picking up if a pet has been living at a property. If there is a garden at the property, you will be responsible for the upkeep, which includes watering, pruning and weeding. If plants and lawn die, you may be required to replace them at the end of the tenancy. We will check the conditions of the gardens at the inspections. The tenancy agreement you are signing today will generally be for a fixed term of 6 or 12 months. This doesn't necessarily mean that the agreement will cease at the end date. However, it does mean that both the landlord and the tenant are bound for that period of time. For the tenant, this gives you assurance that you can reside in the property for this amount of time. However, with this comes the agreement that you will not move out. Of course, we understand that situations change. If you do need to end the agreement early, there will be lease break costs, and these will be explained to you if you find yourself in this situation. It is always best to contact your property manager prior to breaking your lease to discuss the options available to you. At the end of your initial tenancy term, the property manager will seek instructions on whether to renew the lease. In considering these options, the landlord will consider matters such as whether they are going to sell the property or move back in. If they wish to continue to lease the property, they will then make a decision on whether they wish to renew the tenancy. This is when issues such as your rental record and cleanliness as a tenant will come into play. Prior to the end date of the tenancy, we will contact you to advise whether the landlord wishes to offer you a renewal. If renewal is not an option, appropriate notice to vacate will be given. The notice periods are noted in your guide. Now that your bond is paid and the tenancy agreement is about to be signed, our agency will lodge your bond. This money is not held by us. It is transferred to the government agency, Consumer and Business Services. At the end of your tenancy, you may be entitled to a full or partial refund, depending on the condition of the property at the exit. More details on this are contained in a vacate video, which will be sent to you prior to leaving the property. As the occupant of the property, we highly recommend you have contents insurance. The owner's insurance will only cover the building. Therefore, contents insurance is important for all tenants. During your time at the property, you may wish to make minor changes to the property, such as installing Foxtel or hanging pictures in certain places. Please note that you must receive written permission from your property manager before you do these things. Generally, minor modifications are possible. However, we do need to check first with the landlord to ensure that they will allow it and that it won't become a costly issue for you as a tenant at the end of the agreement. Patching up walls where nails have been inserted can be quite expensive, and the repair costs could be deducted from your bond. There is certainly a lot to consider when you're moving into a new property, but we hope that watching this video, followed by a meeting with your property manager, will help you understand our expectations as tenants. Our aim is to make your tenancy as smooth as possible, as we enjoy working in cooperation with our clients. Thank you for watching this video, and your property manager will be with you shortly to finalise the details of your tenancy. If you have any questions, be sure to jot them down now so that you can ask your property manager about them in just a moment.